Alright, today we're going to have to do a bit of a serious video about the topic of copying builds from other channels. Now this is something that has existed since the beginning of SAP on YouTube. You know, one video does well, everyone rushes to make their own version of it. It's not something that I have often partaken in, and anytime I do, I obviously give credit at the beginning of the video. However, it was brought to my attention recently that I had copied a build from another video and not credited it at all. So we're going to have to rectify that today, but first we'll do a bit of story time and we'll go over how this happened. And the first thing I'm going to do is show the thumbnail of my video. So it was the Sugar Glider plus Tamarin one with a bunch of cupcakes. And it actually had the title Sugar Rush, and then here is a screenshot of the RevGT video to do with Sugar Glider. I think it was Cat plus Frogman. So really at that point the only similarity is the title, because I didn't use Frogman at all, and you know, Cat is just one of those units that everyone has to take to survive in customs. However, the plot thickens when we look at this other thumbnail from a second Sugar Glider video that Rev did. Very unfortunate that the Tamarin and the Sugar Glider are absolutely tiny in the thumbnail, and so very difficult to see. But that build was involving using the boosted cupcakes from the Sugar Glider to increase the effectiveness of Emperor Tamarin. So pretty disappointed that I wasn't able to find that connection. And actually what I did do before publishing the video was search for Sugar Glider's Super Auto pets to try and find if anyone had done the build already. And these are the results. We've got a NL Banana Pill, we've got an ancient Ludwig VOD from 3 years ago, and then we've got a SAG Great One video. Now I can definitely recommend watching the SAG Great One video, but it doesn't have anything to do with Sugar Glider. So at that point I felt like I was pretty safe. I could just upload the video, no one else had done it before, and you know, I could feel pretty pleased with myself. However, the next morning I woke up to a barrage of angry comments saying that I had stolen Rev's build and, you know, I really should give him credit. So I went back and had a look to try and work out what had happened. How had I missed these videos? Well, it turns out that both of those videos came out during my hiatus from SAP. However, even during that hiatus, I was trying to keep up a little bit with certain channels and see what was going on. There were some videos that I didn't actually watch though. I had them on in the background for the audio only. And here we can actually look at my comments on those two videos. So both of them are just quotes from the video itself. He doesn't have good camera presence, which I think was said by Rev, and I missed a few lessons, which I think was actually said by Hawkman, who is the main reason for me making this video in the first place. We'll get to that in a second. Interesting here that one of the comments has 37 likes and the other one has 1 like. Not quite sure what's going on there. But yeah, I didn't actually watch the runs. I had the videos on in the background, listening to Rev's you know, lovely Australian accent. And yeah, that's the reason why I didn't realize that he'd already made that video. Generally, I don't like to just listen to videos in the background. I want to actually see what's going on, because people make a lot of effort to come up with these teams, and so you really want to give them the respect they deserve. However, at that time I was just trying to cut down on SAP as much as possible, and you know, that was one of the ways I was dealing with it. But I hope I can be forgiven for not thinking that Rev could have come up with a build idea like Sugar Glider Tamarin. It is a pretty niche interaction. Now I could definitely see him doing a video like Elk plus Emperor Tamarin, or Elk plus Stoat, maybe Elk plus Marmoset and Seaweed. But yeah, Sugar Glider Tamarin Quetzalcoatl seems a bit of a reach, and probably outside of Rev's wheelhouse. However, of course, I didn't realize that the build idea came from Hawkman himself, pillar of the SAP community. And yeah, he's definitely capable of creating something that special. Honestly, it's kind of crazy that Hawkman doesn't have his own SAP channel with like 100,000 subscribers, because he has that boundless creativity, you know, the drive to just keep innovating and producing new and original SAP ideas. So where does that leave us? Well, the plot thickens a bit further because I then dug deeper into the underbelly of SAP online, and here I found Rev's profile on Minion Seeker. Now, Minion Seeker is a website for YouTube creators. If you're trying to find an editor or a graphic designer or something, you can put your profile up there. Here we can see Rev's one, and at the very bottom you can see it says, "Seeking genius level SAP scientists to feed me build ideas." So yeah, things have taken a dramatic turn here, because now that got me thinking, did Rev regret actually doing that video with Hawkman about the Sugar Glider Tamarin build and publicly giving credit to Hawkman instead of just claiming it for himself? So the logical conclusion is that the reason when I searched for the Sugar Glider videos and I didn't get any results beside NL and Ludwig is because Rev changed the tags on his video to try and deny Hawkman the credit he deserved for those build ideas. And that was a really tough pill to swallow. I didn't think Rev was that kind of creator. You know, we've been close friends all this time. Maybe not as close as me and Hawkman, but, you know, probably a close second. And then I thought, maybe, is that the reason why? Was this whole thing a setup where Rev was just biding his time until I inevitably copied the video by accident to try and drive a wedge between me and Hawkman? It's too horrible a thought to even consider. Now, with all that said, I think it is time for us as a community to try and put this controversy behind us and just move forward, look to the future. There are so many new and interesting builds to come up with in this game that haven't been done by other channels before. And so with that in mind, as an apology to Hawkman, I decided to record this run. Now, this has definitely never been seen before on YouTube. I'm not even sure if Rev owns the mini packs, so I can guarantee he has never done this build before. And it is this very fun interaction between Mushroom, Seagull, and Tardigrade. So when the first Tardigrade faints, you end up getting another Tardigrade with Mushroom, which then generates 2 more Tardigrades. And we can actually summon a ton of units that end up filling the whole board. Really fun concept. Not necessarily the best team composition. You know, it's so easy for this to get ruined, especially since you only really have 3 units because the Leafy Sea Dragon disappears at start of battle. But we can also use the fact that the Leafy Sea Dragon resets the triggers on the Seagull to actually sell some stuff like the Gelada. And of course, sell Stingray never goes out of style. Actually, there was a Gelada there. Maybe I should have frozen that. But I think here I'm just mainly concerned about getting the level ups on the Seagull to be level 3. I think here, yeah, we're going to have a bit of trouble against this Great One team. Yeah, we end up losing barely, unfortunately. But yeah, this build, I was super proud of this. It's, I mean, Seagull has been used in a million videos before, but yeah, you don't see Leafy Sea Dragon every day. And actually, Tardigrade has become quite uncommon now compared to after the launch of the first mini pack. But then now on 9 wins, we get matched with a stats team only, and that should be no problem at all for the army of respawning Tardigrades. And even though we didn't get the Spino to level 3. So there you go, Hawkman. I hope you appreciate this sincerest of apologies. I'm sorry, man. Please forgive me. Alright, for anyone who didn't realize that the video was a joke, I hope you watched this far, because clearly it was all just a bit of fun. People copy builds by accident all the time. There are tons of videos out there, which if you look at the description, they say, oops, Grounded did this already. It's just the way of the game. You know, you can't keep track of everything that other people are doing all the time. It's the sheer volume of videos out there on SAP already is just absolutely ludicrous. It would be interesting to actually know the total number of SAP videos there are. You would assume it's tens of thousands at this point. But yeah, this bonus clip was a very close 9-win run where I ended up having Tomato instead of Mushroom on the Seagull. So it Did still allow a decent number of spawns, but yeah, not quite enough damage in the end to knock that previous team out, and then we just get mandraked in the final battle. And in case it wasn't clear, this tardigrade build was by Equi, and Rev did a video on it. I'll link all the referenced videos in the description so you can get any of the background info you might have been missing while watching this.